All right, we're going to do Angels of Hope Oracle cards today. Love this deck too. And we're going to talk about some of the energies kind of going on. So give me a minute to find this video and get it set up and shared out. But if you're just finding me, leave a comment, say hi. Make sure you're connecting with the energies. Make sure you're also hitting that share button, especially if you're trying to get cards and things like that. So we're going to talk about today's sextile, which is actually huge as it's a planetary alignment that is going to, I want to say shake up things on this planet, right? And in our individual lives. So we'll talk about that today. What's going on? Make sure you guys share this out. We'll get started in a minute. My phone isn't loading good, so once again, I'll let you guys share this out and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to do Angels of Hope cards today. I've been talking a little bit about, we have a Uranus and Gemini, sextile, and this is to Neptune and Aries, and this is a powerful alignment because it's going to stay here until summer of 2027. And when I see these dates, I'm like, okay, this is the tail end of the awakening kind of energy. We have Uranus, the awakener, but it's very, very powerful in helping us to, it's disruptor of patterns. It helps us to clear things that we need to let go of, okay? And it loves to make a big entrance and shake things up. And I mean on a collective level, but also individual, just about the individual work that those are choosing to do during this time. Now, this is a very positive energy. Now, a sextile is always very, very positive, and the planet's energy kind of combines. And I think this is a very, very important alignment that we're going to be starting to feel. It's going to open up dimensional doorways. It's going to help make shifting into higher realities a lot easier. It's a huge manifestation energy as well, too, for amplifying your intentions and helping you with that. And it's here to help us. This is where most people get stuck on this planet, but can't even see it. I say, get clearing the illusions. Our ego loves to create. How many realities have we all experienced that just were not serving us, and we were kind of stuck in these, illusions of our ego and things like that too. So it helps us with the enlightenment and awakening work of stripping away the illusions, delulu, right? And helping us to get more clarity and to see what's actually going on. And it helps us with the veil between the material. When we're dealing with Neptune, it is the veil between the material and the spiritual, and kind of opening things up. So we can expect to get a lot of clarity, higher insights, downloads. A lot of people are bringing through that higher blueprint in this space. I feel like we've done so much work with this awakening, of many years of this awakening. Depends on where you're at, your own awakening. But with this planetary awakening, and much work has gone into this. And then for these couple of years, because technically we're in 2025, going to go into 2026 in a minute, to 2027. This is where you really connect with and bring that blueprint down. We've done so much, and we're going to continue. You want to continue to do the healing and clearing and working on yourself and working on your energy. However, we're going to really start to create in this space. And this is where all of that work that you've done, hopefully, to be clearing your own blocks and problems and limitations, and where you can really fully, because it's doing that healing work that allows you to fully tap into and anchor that blueprint down into the physical. Pay attention to, if you're figuring out suddenly in these energies, getting a lot of clarity on the next 2 years of your life. It may seem impossible, a different place, a far off manifestation, where you want to be in your life. And I'm talking about your manifestations, because a lot of this is your blueprint coming through. I talk to a lot of people doing my job, and I'm seeing a lot of good things like clarity coming through, but people are kind of aren't sure at this point, but they're like telling me, in a couple of years I'll be here, I'll be doing this, and this is what I got going on, but I don't know. And so you're getting clarity as to the next 2 years and where you want it to be taking you. And I mean with the manifestations and the manifestation work. Now, Aries, I was gonna say it's a mixed bag. It's about making things happen, though. It's like literally, if you're just sitting there, I always say like a couch potato doing nothing. And I know, right? Well, it could work, might not work, but manifestation also works best when we align with our manifestations and we work with our spirit guides to make things happen. And so if there's like something you're supposed to be doing, you got a great business idea and like not letting it pass you by and like, you know, doing that, or you got an idea or something coming through, or you'd like to do this. And this is total mission energy as well too, because it's going to bring a lot of positive energy into your life, but this can translate into many different areas of your life. But when we deal with Uranus, this is perfect because it's plot shifts coming at us. Expect the next, we'll say, couple of months to bring some major plot shifts. So I was saying in my previous video, which I'll put up later, that we started out the beginning of the year very slow. It was about clearing energy attachments and things bad for your energy and working on your routine and what you're putting your focus into and how you might be a little misaligned. And the year's gonna go a lot faster as we're wrapping it up. They say best for last. And things are gonna start to move fast, and we're gonna see this is positive energy. It's unexpected blessings. It's abundance. It's plot shifts. It's things happening finally. If you felt like, you know, you've been struggling through the year, or like you're waiting for something, or where is this? This is like things happening very, very fast, and this energy helping us because it's prepping us for that eclipse. I call it a gateway, that eclipse corridor gateway that we're going to go into. And, you know, eclipses, they're a mixed bag. They're not my fave. I work with all the energies, but this one's happening on the harvest moon. And that is where everything good comes back in your life. I always say it's you reap what you sow, right? Kind of energy. And it's like good things coming up. You've been putting in the work or the spiritual work, and the harvest moon is always positive no matter what. I don't want to hear it otherwise. So we have a lot of fast moving energy that's going to really help you with opening up things. It's unexpected doors open, especially if you feel, I've had a lot of people like doors closing and things not working. Don't worry, your pathway is getting more clear, your truth pathway through this awakening and through these energies. But I just want to do some angels of hope. I'm just getting back in my video flow, right? So let's do some angel cards. Make sure you guys are also sharing this out and left a comment because it's being weird. We're going to do angels of healing and hope, but also make sure you're checking out my website, sparksofdivinelightshealing.com. I am an energy healer. I have a lot of healings, activations, clearings for pretty much everything in your life. You might need literally like energy healing for that, whatever it is that you need. So lots of healings on there. I also do one-on-one sessions like under readings, and we do phone call work and go into whatever you need to go into. And I teach a lot of classes like Reiki and Sikhem. So make sure you're checking out everything on my website. I have stuff up for today. And I always let you guys know, and then I'm going to redo my site. Okay, so I have stuff up, and I pinned it on the video, today's stuff I got going on, and then I'm going to put some new stuff up tomorrow morning. Okay, so we're doing Angels of Hope cards, and if you guys are able to sign up and be a supporter or send PayPal donations or stars, please do. Awesome way you can help with this page. I always need it bad, right? So if you guys are sending stars, I'm going to try to give you a psychic shout out. You can always send them just because. Helps a ton. Okay, so we're going to do Angels of Hope, and I love this deck. I was using it earlier. Okay, Shauna. Angel of Abundance. We just talked about good doorways and positive flow opening up in your life too. So if you've been feeling, I call it stagnant energy, slow moving, stagnant energy, which we love. Our ego loves to just have us sitting still, stagnant if it has our way. But energy is always flowing and always moving. And I was talking a lot about this earlier because there's a lot of the energy themes. You guys have been clearing a lot of blocks of every kind in your life that of no fault that anyone else you might have picked up. I talk about programming and all the things we've heard, seen, and picked up along the way, right? And this is collective. And then, of course, you know, family line stuff and whatever it is, however you're wired up. And so we're going through a big healing process on planet Earth during this time. And believe it or not, we're in higher heightened energies and a lot of solar energies right now because we're supposed to be at the peak of the solar cycle, but I'm just going to put this here. I don't believe them with their dates. They're off, and I know that peaks next year. I believe that very deeply that they were like a year off. I saw it shift. So we're going to probably continue through some of the heightened solars through next year, I believe personally, tapping in. And then, of course, we're receiving a lot of galactic energies. I just feel it's like planetary changes that we're going through. So we're actually handling more and more energy and light as we're opening up our chakras and energy system, and we're able to tap into this and embody it. And better yet, I talk with you guys about actually grabbing it, tapping in, harnessing it, and like working with these energies as they're coming into the planet. Otherwise, we're just kind of sitting and receiving the energies. But these energies, some of these energy shifts are very powerful that we could use, whether we're trying to heal, manifest, do activation work. They're great for working with the energies too, because they can give you such a boost in your life for pretty much everything that you can think about too. So for this person, you're clearing and healing a lot of deep-rooted blocks on every area of your life, just things that you're becoming more with awakening. We're becoming consciously aware of things we are sick of, we want to change, we want to do better, anyways, and hopefully healing these areas or bringing a healing to these areas. This is a money card. This is a sacral chakra card. And so, and especially women too, we're very with the sacral, and sometimes we hold a lot of trauma within there and we're not aware of it. This could be ancestral trauma, trauma from your mother line, things like that too. For everyone though, message, but really working on healing your sacral chakra will help you with elevating your energy, holding more of this light. And of course, it's connected with your relationships and finances as well too. So healing your sacral, I say activating and tapping into more abundance, good energy, positive energy coming into your life as we're shifting into a more positive polarity and frequency. And that's what it's all about. Like becoming more positive. As we're becoming more positive, you're going to start to notice a lot of positive shifts as you're doing that, you know, inner work that you're being guided through too. So we have and not to go too deep into this because I'm trying to do a bunch of cards, but I do a lot of writing on my site, and I talk a lot about how negative beliefs around finances and money can influence our relationship that we have with money in a negative way. So if we see money as not a good thing, like I don't want to check my bank account, you know, and all of these beliefs, right, that sometimes have kept us limited and in scarcity, we're letting go of these. We're shedding, we're clearing outdated beliefs, and as we are letting go of the old programming, we're able to tap into more and harness more when it comes to money and creating more and generating more, attracting more into our lives too. So working on any limiting thoughts and beliefs, and like you could kind of like look at it like a relationship, like a romantic relationship. And if you're like, finances, like, you know what I mean? Then you might be repelling it, not trying to. We all want it, right? And then sometimes if you're like, oh, okay, I've been healing my relationship with money, because that's something I've been working on, healing your relationship with money and getting more financially responsible. And I feel sometimes it can hold us back when we're not financially responsible yet. I was explaining sometimes we have to learn certain lessons in different areas, finances included, because when you're more financially responsible, the universe will give you more, knowing that it's probably going to be a very healing influence and helping influence in your life too. So sometimes we actually have a relationship with money and how we feel about it too, like a relationship. And so sometimes if we have a toxic relationship with it, we're needing to heal it so that we can attract more of it into our life too, or more flow, because money is actually an energy flow. So bringing a healing to that area for you, bringing in more abundance and learning how. Gloria, and real quick, I have tons of financial healings on my website, okay? Gloria, earth element. I love this because it's like my Virgo season card and where we're at. And you're needing to ground these energies at different times. Now, I've always been drawn to crystals, but really drawn to working with crystals for their benefits. And if you don't tell anyone of my secrets, sometimes I sleep with a crystal, and I make sure to clean it good too. And trust me, they will bring your dreams online more. So don't sleep with it if you're not prepared to really go into the dream realms with it, right? Like you're probably going to remember your dreams a lot more, or bring them through more, or whatever, okay? But when we can use crystals for many different reasons, but they're encoded earth energy. They're literally crystallized earth energy, and they can be very powerful for a healing journey. And so this could be as simple as working with crystal energy. I have crystal Reiki class that's really good on my site. I love to work with crystals for different things. And, you know, you can go by colors, ones you're drawn to, ones that come into your life. And we notice crystals can, like a relationship, come in and out of our life. You could use it for a long time. I just had one break, like, oh, that's it, right? They could break when they've served their purpose and time to get a new one or whatever. But this could be really connecting with the earth element, because that is abundance. It's the feminine energy as well too, and it's so healing. And a lot of you guys know that's my favorite thing to do, is be in beautiful nature places and to connect with the frequency of the earth. And when you're not to knock where anyone's living, but when you're in very congested city places, oftentimes you can kind of become ungrounded and you really feel it. And the more you're spending time with nature anywhere, you're going to probably feel a lot better. We notice that we're very, very connected also to the earth energies. And so a lot of times when we have we're different when we're asleep. And then when we have an awakening, we're being guided to ground more and to connect. So I was telling someone, people go through these spins. It could be something coming up in your life. You're having extreme thoughts and a lot going on, a rough day. And I was like, go ground, go outside, right? But it will help. You're going to notice to, relax you and ground you, and you're probably going to feel a lot better. But this is just connecting with the earth element. And I do you guys know I love astrology, and seeing what's in your chart, and everyone is different, so we hold all of the elements, but sometimes each of us are a little different and we're needing something. And so maybe you're needing that earth element. This is very indicative. A lot of you guys are water signs. You really need the earth, like a little extra, I notice. Or it just kind of depends. Fire for sure, right? It just depends on the element. So you're someone that may need to just bring more of that element into your life, and you're going to start to feel a lot more balanced, and it will help to heal you. And also great for the root chakra. Janet, embrace the now. I love this because the more that we just are in the now, and this means being mindful in your everyday life and really bringing, I call it your magic, your healing and your magic into your everyday life. Like while we have certain things we do every day that we wouldn't consider rituals. Brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, things like this. We have these little things that kind of make up our life that we do an awful lot. You're like, oh, I gotta brush my teeth or whatever, right? But the more that we can actually, I'm healing my teeth, and bring that into it and put good and positive intentions into whatever it is. We might think it's the most mundane task, making your cup of tea, right? Putting good healing intentions into it. It could be anything. And so sometimes we're doing these little things and we're like, okay, I gotta make my coffee or whatever. Like really putting healing intention. And this is something the ancients understood, putting positive intentions into what you're doing. We don't have to worry about the future. It doesn't exist. You haven't made it yet. Like you create it as you go. And so sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, I hope this doesn't happen. And this is what creates stress and anxiety, thinking something negative will happen and manifesting it, just staying really anchored into the now. This is something that a lot of times spiritual enlightenment will help us with, having an awakening. I described having near-death experiences and described it as being very anchored into the now more when I came back. You're like, because usually, you're not so much. So something that mindfulness and enlightenment teaches us, and Ascension into the 5D, is just really staying in this moment and understanding that it is from this present moment in what you're going to create your path, not a million years from now. As you go, you're creating it, literally. Everything that presents itself. So just staying focused on the now. You don't have to stress and worry about things. You're good. You're okay, right? In this moment with it. So mindfulness. And then I think also, I'm going to go one more layer, messages I'm getting, just enjoying every moment. Like sometimes I'm a very nostalgic person. Like I'd give anything to go back to probably stuff I was a little bored with when I was there. like you ever think we romanticize the past and we're like, oh, I wish I could go back to that past level that when we were there, we weren't really, we were like, okay, couldn't wait to get out of it and go to the next level and get out of this stuff. To enjoy your life as it's unfolding. This is what it's about. This is pretty much what it is, I've decided. And just to enjoy the good moments, the positive moments, the things you enjoy, instead of, rushing through something really nice and trying to get to the end of it or the next level, slowing down a minute and just kind of enjoying things. Okay, we're gonna do, I see some stars. Thank you, Pam. Precious time. And I love this, making the most of your time here on earth. And I think awakening helps to give us a little, I call it a nudge or a push, right? About we get in this awakening energy of reflecting on many things, right? We do the healing work, we, do all of this work with Ascension, but also just making the most of your time. This is where you truly live a life I'm just starting this over, something happened, about living a life that is in alignment with you and that you actually enjoy. Sorry, my music went a little weird. Let's see. Okay. So just living a life that you enjoy and that you're really, really in alignment with too from this space moving forward, making the most of your time. And this is something with the Aries energy too. It kind of makes you, sorry, I've been having spirit stuff lately. Okay, with the devices. Okay, so making the most of your time here while you're on planet Earth, of what you want to do, what kind of life you're living, and really creating it from that space of alignment, which is something we get the greatest reset. Like a lot of people talk about the reset, right? They're like the great reset. That the reset is when you wake up and you change as a person, and it's about getting into alignment. And once you're in alignment, you just see how out of alignment you were in the past. But it's really about creating and shifting into this state of alignment and creating from that space moving forward, making the most of your time. Now, funny, this was a lesson that we learned and integrated for the first 3 months of this year, back when Mars was kind of retrograde, about how we're spending our time. So we have all of these little traps, like sometimes you watch too much television, scroll too much, right? We're not doing much. We're just kind of sitting around, going through the motions. It's really about making the most time out of the life that you have. And so if this is like you have some type of goals, project, and you've been not doing it, and it could be something easy or something bigger, really, really make sure that you're putting time into your goals, what you're doing, like your passions and things that'll really, really come through for you. So we've had a lot of lessons with what we're putting our time and energy into this year. Stephanie. Freedom. This is about unhooking, unchaining, and untethering yourself from everything that's been holding you back in life. And this is what a lot of our lessons are teaching us too. And so it's also about freeing ourselves from our own patterns. It's like our own sabotaging, limiting beliefs and our own negative things. As we're working on Virgo season, this is like healing ourselves on every level. Other things you still need to work on within yourself or let go of that would help take you to the next level of your life. Sometimes we don't realize, but we have holdups, and it could be like, maybe just having a negative mindset. We can talk about all sorts of patterns that are holding us back, hanging around with the wrong energy, addictions. I could go on and on with this list. You're being guided to really free yourself from the karmic cords of your past on whatever level that is. And so this could just be simply as continuing to heal yourself and to let go of any patterns that you still need to shift out of. And I love this because Ascension is about liberation and untethering ourselves from stuff that isn't good for us, like on many levels. And maybe you've done this on your own. Maybe you've been through some toxicity in your life, or maybe the universe has helped you with this process too, continuing to just free yourself from your karmic past. Sometimes that's through healing or just kind of facing and working through your own patterns. I see Rose. Love and gratitude, and this is really staying in that heart chakra frequency and embodying love, and this is how we give and receive love, but staying in these higher frequencies of gratitude. This is going to help make you feel a lot better in life. So we can go through the same situation. Maybe we can have these great conversations about how much of our life is actually pre-planned and how much we're manifesting as we go, like what percentage. I believe there's a percentage of both. So we could go through the same experience. Some of it we have a lot of free will and choice over, but some of it we have karmic lessons we move through. So we can be in the same situation, and maybe I always talk about Mr. Grumpy. We're Mr. Grumpy and we're going, but kind of kicking and screaming and not really having a good time. Or we can kind of show up and face the same lesson, being in that attitude of gratitude. And it's just about feeling better, right? Situation A, not feeling good within yourself. Situation B, feeling a lot better. And when we show up better, we do better. And so gratitude can help us to do that. It can help us with how we're feeling within, but also connecting with those spiritual energies. It's a very high frequency energy, and it's about being grateful for like being here, the universe, all the good things in our life. And this actually helps us to attract more of whatever it is in a positive sense. So not great energy, emitting low frequencies, probably attracting more negativity, right? Same situation. Good energies, putting out positive energy. You're going to attract a lot of positive situations and positivity back to you in your life too. So gratitude is a really easy thing that we can all do at different times. Literally, you can just pray anytime, right? List things you're grateful for. This is a really good, I don't like calling it a hack, but technique, right? That we should be doing daily. And it doesn't matter about what, anything good going in your life. Did you have some good things happen today? They could be simple. It doesn't matter what. Staying in that frequency of love and gratitude. Let's do Sam. let the good times roll. And I love this because when I talk about rolling, I always say it's my rolling the dice card. It's like taking a chance on something, and usually on yourself at a certain point. You have been literally so supportive of everyone else and seeing the potential in everyone else. And so this is also maybe about really, really needing to go all in on yourself on some level, like whatever it is too. So it's also seeing your potential and bringing it out. And so if you're being guided to take a chance right now that you might think is a little bit risky, I don't know, like changing your life or bringing a big change through, you're being guided to really follow your spirit guidance on bringing through whatever changes. This is Uranus energy. I always say we don't like change shaking the planet up, right? We have a lot of change shaking the planet up, literally. With the awakening, but you're being guided to continue to move through any changes that your spiritual guides are helping you through, and to see that you're going to get really positive outcomes out of them. So if you've been a little like, I don't know, kicking and screaming, you don't want to change things. We talked about, the ego and things like that. Just know that you're being guided through some changes that are for your well-being and are meant to help you and enrich your life. Let's do Sylvia. You are an angel on earth, and we're meant to really bring that down into the physical within our actual, we have a human blueprint. I call it human, right? A human design, human blueprint, different than the human design system, but we have a human blueprint that was very distorted, and this could be for many reasons. Not going to go into that alien talk, right? That was kind of distorted, and we played out a distorted energy and a distorted template when we were asleep. It's when we wake up that we can do the work to purge out all the negativity, distortion, blocks, trauma that have kept our template distorted, right? So that we can really shift into that higher. And it is an angelic, it's a very angelic galactic template that humans hold, and to shift into this higher energy. And as you're working on yourself and your energy, you're going to see you're changing. And I mean on the energy level in big ways too. And so this is really working on bringing through that angelic blueprint too, and kind of working on it. The more you're working on releasing things from your energy field, raising your frequency, and all this stuff we talk about, I hope almost every day, you're going to really start to see that too. That angelic blueprint or template is something we can also activate. You guys see I do a lot of activation work for things like that too, because we want to upgrade things on the energy level, our energy system, and also our DNA to bring through that angelic blueprint or template. Part of that is kind of waking up and remembering that as well too, and connecting with your angelic, say, origins. Let's do Rolana. Resilience, you're stronger than you think, and I hate to say that, right? You've been through a lot and you're still here. Congratulations, you've won the spiritual lotto, right? So also know that you've been through a ton and you're stronger than you think. So if you're facing something and you're like, I don't think I can do this anymore, these moments on earth, right? I don't know. These lower moments, know that you're going to move through anything. And the universe is never trying to, we always think it's reward and punishment. like it's not like that. It's actual. And I was explaining this to someone yesterday. It's soul mastery. It's spiritual mastery. So any lessons in your life, the universe is trying to make you a better person. Literally, it's just giving you what you need in your lessons in your everyday life to help make you and shape you into the person you're meant to become, which is a better person through the experiences that you're playing out or have coming into your life. This is my Lion Strength card. Okay, so I don't know if you have a connection with the Lions, Leo, but that's that kind of energy. And this is also solar plexus, and to really step into your empowerment and your power. And I know I did activation today and yesterday for that, because it was very solar plexus energy of taking back our power, but also stepping into it. And so it's healing insecurity, ways that we're not fully showing up in ourselves, and really getting that shine back on some level too, kind of energy. I see David, and this is my card that the cat ate. Sorry. Okay, have faith, and then I'm getting kind of deja vu because I thought I might have given you that like yesterday or the day before. So have faith and just stay open with the crown chakra. But this is also something that can fuel us and help us so much on our journey to lean on our, we'll say, source, spirit guides, angels, moving through this process. So we have two people, we'll say. One, not that spiritual, they're probably gonna, as we know from when we were asleep, have a harder time moving through this. But once we have an awakening and we really, really step into and embody that spiritual awakening and blueprint and template, you're going to have a lot easier time as well too. Make sure you're continuing to connect with your angels and having faith no matter what situation you're in, what your circumstances look like, where life is taking you. We always think that we are our lessons or how things are going or our environment, and you're so not. And just know that, okay? Because sometimes we take on things very strongly, especially as empaths, from the collective energies, our experiences, and it kind of changes us, I always say. And so just know that you're not your experiences and your lessons, you're the person moving through them as well too, and just have faith in your circumstances, but also where they're taking you. Okay, I see Tiffany. Soul love, and to really connect on this deeper level, we're shaking off that ego. I call it the 3D, the ego love and things like that too. And sometimes there's a lot that can keep people together with the ego level and the 3D. But as we are ascending into the 5D, it's changing us, right? Who we are, each individual. But it's also changing the nature of our connections and what we're looking for in a good way, okay? And like this is on the energy level, how things feel and how things feel to your soul. And so this is really, really connecting on that deeper spiritual and soul level. I love it too because it's like the two people. So connecting on that soul level with that soul connection is very, very powerful, and a powerful frequency as well too. This is relationship card, love, spiritual healing, and soul connection card. And very positive. And these energies are great for that. A lot of you guys have you're moving where you should be, but you're also drawing very soul-aligned connections in your life, and you're probably, changing, like I said, your connections from inside. Lorraine, awakening. So this is we have the planetary energy kind of confirming this too, that it's spiritual awakening energy, and a lot of people think this is like all love and fluffy unicorns, right? And it might be. I'm not saying it's not rainbows and good stuff too, but sometimes it's also, it kicks off a lot of hard work, and you already did a lot of hard work going through what we call the 3D and the matrix. And when you have a spiritual awakening, it takes you into the other dimensions, into the 4, and working on the 5 generally. And so when we go through a spiritual awakening, it makes you this is a good thing, self-aware. And so, actually a lot of people, it's not any different, but you're just noticing things more that you didn't notice when asleep. And so you notice things more, your own patterns, other people's patterns. Like you put up with a lot of toxicity when you were asleep, and you had a higher tolerance for it. But generally when you go through awakening, the more you work on yourself, you're going to have less and less tolerance for people treating you badly or whatever it is. And this is a good thing, okay? So it's all about kind of working on yourself and your self-healing, because this is going to help you with your entire outer reality, from connections to friends to jobs to where you're ending up. It's going to help you on every level of your life. But spiritual awakening, oftentimes, it's usually not easy. I know a lot of people that in order to get there go through dark night of the soul, complete, ego death, and all of this stuff too. And you know that when you're going through the Ascension work too, you have a lot of, self-healing work to do too, but it's meant to help you as you're releasing. I call it layers. It's like an onion, right? You are an onion, and you're stripping away layers of whether it's ego or grunge that you need to heal and things like that. As you're stripping things back and getting to your core essence and raising your frequency, a lot of really, really positive stuff comes out of it, but you might find it's a lot of hard work, okay? Not gonna sugarcoat it, and having to work on yourself. So spiritual awakening kind of energy, which is changing a lot of your life. And a lot of times people notice you can't eat the same foods, you can't hang out with the same people, you can't do the same stuff, which is okay, because you're changing, you're growing, and you're evolving, and in a positive direction always. So you're always going in a positive direction no matter how it looks. Okay, we're gonna do Stephanie Smith. Believe in miracles, and I love this as well too. Believe in positive plot shifts, sudden shifts, positive energy coming in. Literally, if you've been praying to the divine for a manifestation, a miracle, anything, right? Some help here. Believe in it too. So when we change our beliefs, we actually can change our reality. And this is why, for me lately, positive affirmations are key, positive self-talk, and changing our inner dialogue. And then not just telling yourself it, believing it, because changing our beliefs is key to changing our situation or what we're experiencing, as we're always manifesting and creating everything too. Stay open to working with the divine. If you need something, make sure you're connecting with your angels. Stay open to what they're sending back or the help that they're going to give you as well too. This is like crown chakra work, opening up your crown chakra fully, spiritual awakening, but also connecting with the divine. Especially we can manifest miracles and bring them down here as well too, or just staying open to receive them too. So this is like receiving and connecting with the divine energy. Okay, I'm going on that note anyways, but I'm here if you guys need me. Just go ahead and book me on sparksofdivinelightshealing.com if you do need anything. Have a beautiful rest of your day.